helping women with invisible illnesses realize you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself, but time waits for no one. And trust me, it's, it sucks no matter who you are to get 5, 10 years down the road and realize nothing's changed. But when you've got health issues and you get 5, 10 years down the road and realize you could have helped yourself a lot, yeah, really, it sucks a lot more. But I really try to. It's kind of funny. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. I like to talk about fun stuff on Fridays. This isn't really a very fun topic, but I told my friend, I don't think I'm very fun anymore. And that's not really it. It's just my idea of what's fun has changed so drastically. And because still when I think of fun, I think of like roller coasters and barrel racing and just hell bent for leather. And I'm too old for that. Well, I'd still go barrel racing if I had horses, but um, yeah, I got to figure out something that's a little more fun to talk about on Fridays. But for today, let's talk about worry. And this is something have struggled with. I was like a born worrier. I get it from my father. I come by it very honestly. This information, by the way, is from lifehack.org. In 2015, and the article didn't tell me who did the study, but there was a study done that showed neurotic, anxious worriers are actually more creative. Ironically, it's that anxiety, it's that worrying that drives the creativity. But here's the thing, over worriers, we focus our creativity on the wrong things. First of all, we're spending too much time thinking about the future. Well, that's where worry comes from. If you're looking down the road and you don't like what's coming at you, you better get focused on today and change your course pretty damn quick. Worrying about the future, it's pointless. Fix today. Um, but when you're an over worrier, you use all of your creativity to play the what if. Yeah, well, what if this happened? Okay, what if it doesn't? Oh, I would have done that. Then why didn't you? Oh, I should have done that again. Then why didn't you? Quit wasting your energy chasing these rabbit trails. Worriers also try, and I'm so bad about this. Worriers also try to guess what other people are thinking, and obviously that's never going to happen. And all that does is it leads to a lot of misunderstandings, which leads to more worry. Ain't that a bitch? You do it to yourselves. We do it to ourselves. I'm a horrible worrier. Worry impacts our physical and mental health. Well, sure it does. That hypervigilance, it reduces your ability to focus and to concentrate. It can actually lower your immunity. Isn't that crazy? It causes insomnia. Well, certainly, if you lay there and start churning crap over in your head at night, you're not going to sleep. You're worrying about things. A wandering mind tends to be an unhappy mind. So you're going to have to learn how to, when you start getting these unsubstantiated, irrational thoughts, you're going to have to counter them with facts. As the saying goes, facts don't care about your feelings. They don't. So when your brain starts going, oh my gosh, and you this, and you should have that, and you should have this, counter it with facts. You need to challenge your irrational thoughts. Get a piece of paper out. What's bothering you? No, what's bothering you? I almost said what's bugging you and changed it in the middle. Wow, that was, but hey, we make up words all the time, right? But what is bothering you? What are you so worried about? Write it down. The reason you need to write it down is a lot of times what we worry about is really vague. And if you write it down, it forces you to get a little bit of clarity, and you might realize, oh, this really isn't that big of a deal. But write it down and then ask yourself, where's the supporting evidence? Okay, I've written down what I'm worried about and all the things that are going to go wrong. Well, where's the evidence to support my thoughts on this? Where are the facts? Ask yourself, what benefit am I going to gain from worrying about this? Ask yourself, what harm am I going to cause myself about worrying? You know what I mean? By worrying about this. Good grief. Ask yourself, what's the likelihood of this actually happening? Because think about it. A lot of the time we'll sit there and we'll build something up and build something up and oh my gosh, and this is going to happen and it's going to be horrible and the whole world's going to fall into chaos and nothing really happens. The event comes and goes, nothing really happens. But we catastrophize. Holy smokes, I'm having a hard time today. We make mountains out of molehills in our minds. So get a pen and paper, write it down. What's the likelihood of this actually happening? And you know what else you need to ask yourself? Is there a more positive perspective I could take on this? And you know what? 99.9999% of the time, the answer to that is yes. And when it's not yes, then guess what your positive take is? You've just learned a very valuable lesson. Look, it's up to you to figure out how to make this stuff. You got to make it work for you. But as somebody who I can just chase rabbit trails in my brain and put myself into the worst mood. And it's so ludicrous. But if you do it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just take a moment and write this stuff down and get rid of it. Start, instead of obsessing about the problem, start thinking about solutions. Just that, it doesn't sound like a big shift, but it's a tremendous shift. It really is. And yet it's a small step. Start thinking about solutions. That's going to help you calm the hell down. It's going to help you not be so irrational. And finally, you need to develop an external focus. When you're sitting somewhere, I don't have my project right here with me. I do have yarn though. I have knitting with me everywhere I go, just about. Why? Because then I don't have to sit there and start playing mind games with myself. I can keep myself busy. I have an external focus. You don't knit. Sit somewhere and look around. What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you hearing? When you are really observational like that, you are by definition in the present. You have to be. You can't focus on what's going on around you if you're not in the present. And the cool thing about being in the present, you're not worried. You only worry when you're thinking about the future. Anyway, I know this is a huge surprise, but I don't feel good. Shocking, I know. So I'm going to go, but I hope you guys have a wonderful, low worry weekend. I won't say worry free because if you're like me, that's going to take some doing. But I hope y'all take care. If you have any questions, I guess drop me a line. The only place I'm really active, though, is on Twitter, or X, I guess it is now. But I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I will be back Monday at 11 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks. Bye.